Hey honey, today I will be telling you guys about how I got started modeling because I have got a lot of questions about how I got started modeling and how you guys could start modeling, and I always try to respond when y'all ask me that, but it's like a lot of people to ask, so I'm like, you know what, let me just make a video. Also, I will be giving you guys 5 tips on how to get started modeling right now for free. So how I got started modeling was because of a friend of mine. He was actually a close friend I had met in my freshman year of college, my only year of college. But I met him, and he actually had told me that a friend of his was having a model call for a makeup or cosmetic line, and like, people had already told me that I should model, but I was like, I was just like, I mean, sure, I didn't think, I mean, I always thought like I could model, but I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I never thought too much into it because when I was younger, you know, everybody did John Casablanca, and I did another one, and it just didn't work because it was requesting too much money from my mom. So when he told me that I should do it with, sorry if I move my hands too much, I talk with my hands, oh my gosh. When he told me that she was looking for somebody, I was like, I don't know, whatever. A couple days had went by, and he was like, you know what, like, you really need to do it. I think she's still posting this stuff, so clearly, you know, she's still looking for people. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I ended up texting her, and she responded back really fast, and I will always appreciate her for that. Him, first of all, for even, you know, bringing it to me, and her for just the opportunity to get in front of a camera to realize that I could be a model. And then, as the person who was a photographer at the time, is really what I think helped me launch my career, because I tell everybody that asks me, and I tell everybody that wants to be a model, the pictures and the photos that you get back and that you put out is going to determine just the journey you're going to have as you model. And we'll get more into that when I give tips. But the photographer, he was a great photographer. Shout out to him. Shout out to Denzel. His Instagram is Denzel No Watch. I don't know if that's still his name, but Denzel, if you're from the Greensboro area, if you're going to NCAT, then you NCAT, North Carolina A&T. What the freak? Why am I saying like that? If you went to A&T, then you know Denzel. If you're creative at A&T, or even in the Greensboro area, Winston, Greensboro area, you know Denzel. He's an amazing photographer, and he is how I got started modeling. And I'm name dropping because I really do appreciate them, and I want to say thank you to them. So Armani, I will always be grateful to you for opening like my eyes to realize that I could do this, or even believing in me enough to tell me to go reach out and do this. And Ashley for giving me the opportunity to do this, and Denzel for shooting me and capturing me in a beautiful way that created other opportunities after that. So that's how I got modeling. It was just like I modeled for her company, and shot with Denzel and other people, faces around me, and that's how I got started modeling. And after that, everything just started working in my favor. God was really good to me. After I shot with Denzel, a lot of people started reaching out to me to shoot, and it was just like I was always shooting all the time, and that's how I became a model. And yeah, it really worked like that. So that's how I got started modeling, and that's how my journey began. And I am so very grateful for those 3 people who gave me a chance and opportunity, because it has brought a lot of benefits to my life, and I'll be forever grateful for that, and I owe you guys a lot. So now, for what y'all came here for, because I mean, why not? We are about to get into how you, enough about me, how you, girl, you boy, bro, sis, whoever is watching this video, how you can become a model for free in the year 2020. So I got some notes on my phone. So the first tip I have for you is, this is very important because you just need to know this. You need to figure out what type of model that you want to be. What I mean is that you need to figure out what sector of the modeling industry that is it that you want to partake in or that you are interested in. So I will give you examples of what type of sectors there are in the modeling industry. There's the beauty sector, there is the fashion sector, there's runway, there's editorial, there's lifestyle, there's fitness. Also, there also is a fit model that's not fitness, that just like try on clothes. And I'm pretty sure it's athletic modeling. It's a list of, sectors in the modeling industry. Those are just a few of the sectors that are the most prevalent, or like the most known. But if you need to find a full list, because if I said something and you haven't heard anything that interests you, don't fret. It may be something else that may be for you. You just need to look it up on Google. Type in what are the different types of models, and yeah, that's it. That's all you have to do, and you find what most relates or most like, what's the word, resonates with you. So the second thing you need to do after you figure out what sector you want to work in is you need to find people or a person that you feel best aligns with what you want to do in the sector of the industry that you want to work in. So what that simply means is that you want to find somebody that you feel like can inspire you, but also can show you by just studying them and researching them and understanding their work, what it is that you need to do in order to prepare to become that type of model. I'm not telling you to research and study these people to, emulate or copy them, but you need to do it in order so that you can know how to prepare. For example, if you follow and study a model that's in the fashion, the editorial industry, you need to realize what she's doing to prepare. You need to realize what kind of wardrobe she's using at all her shoots. Look at their clothes that they're using in their photos, so that you can figure out what type of clothes you need to be purchasing to catch the eye of other photographers that will catch the eye of brands that you want to work with. Okay, you need to realize what kind of photographers what type of photographers she normally work with. You do, and realize there are different types of photographers, because all photographers do not work in the same sector of the industry. You need to figure out what type of stylist she's working with, what type of makeup artist she's normally, or he or she may normally be working with. You just need to understand what niche, like what is it that makes them important to that sector of the industry. Study them, but also study their teams. Also, once you realize and study and you research and find those things, then you can start to realize, okay, this is the type of photographer I need to work with. These are the type of MUAs and stylists and hair people that I need to be contacting, or these are the type of photos. This is really what you need to be worried about. The photos, the type of photos that you need to be producing in order to continue to have a successful career. Okay, if that makes sense, I hope it does. I really hope it does. Okay, now since you done did your research, now girl, okay, first steps research, got that out the way, you done did that. Now it's time to actually get started. Start doing practice shots with friends that you may know that are already photographers. If you have friends that are already either a working photographer or practicing to be a photographer, go ahead and start working and practicing with those people. That way you can get a sense of what it's like to even be in front of a camera, or you guys can both help each other if you're practicing. But if you're working with somebody that's already a working photographer, they can also help you like understand your body or how you look or how you're portrayed in front of a camera. But when I say that, this goes to tip number 3 or 4, because that was 3. Don't just work with anybody. You cannot just work with anybody. When you're trying to become a model, if you want to take this seriously and you want this to become a career, You cannot just work with the likes of anybody. Look at their quality of work. Look at what they're already putting out. Also, not only what they're already putting out, because they could be a good photographer, but they might not be a good photographer for you. For example, I'm a curve model, and I know that I have learned that all photographers do not shoot curve well. It takes a great photographer to know or understand what a curve model needs in order to be portrayed beautifully on photo. Also, I'm a dark skinned model. All photographers don't shoot dark skin well. And it could be different things. Like, you just have to figure out what photographer can help you. So when you're working or collaborate with photographers as you start out, make sure that both you and the photographer are both benefiting from the collaboration. A lot of times I see a lot of inspiring models working with just anybody because they say, oh, can you be my muse, or can you get in front of the camera for me? And it's like, okay, well, you just wasted your time and you're wasting that photo, because that photo is not going to get you more work. Honestly, you are taking a risk. If you work with a bad photographer or a person that doesn't photo you well, you're risking not ever getting another photographer to collaborate with. Okay? Because in order to get other collaborations, you have to post work that is going to make other photographers be like, oh my God, I gotta work with her. Who is this girl? Who is that guy that is always doing this or serving this, or their skin is this, or hair is this? You have to find people that can shoot you and photograph you very well. Okay? And I know that's going to be hard because you don't want to shoot nobody down, especially when you just want to get to work. But you have to have discernment over who you work with. And that's just the bottom line. You can't work with everybody. But don't be bougie. Like, don't be like, oh, I can't work with you because you just can't do that. Like, you gotta really just, weigh out the options, okay? Just don't work with, like, if you look at their work and they got like this is what I'm saying, how I do it. If I look at somebody's work and they editing is just shot, I'm not gonna work with them. Just because that's not gonna help me. And that's what collaborating is about. Now, what I will say is, if you feel like you want to work with them, but because you don't want to be mean and turn them down, you can easily say, hey, I don't mind working with you if you feel like you need my face, or it's something that you like about me that you want to capture. However, I will say that there's a certain look and aesthetic that I'm looking for in my work, and if it doesn't meet my requirements, I will not be posting, and I will ask that you won't post either. So that's how that could work. Because you also don't want them to post just because they take a picture of you. That's why I just don't work with them. Because see, what happens is if you work with them and you post a picture, if they post a picture, regardless if you post it or not, that's already out, and now you got bad pictures floating around. It just waters down your craft and your career. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And if hey, it's your career, you want to do it. But I'm telling you, don't work with people that don't have quality work. That's just the bottom line. Because they wouldn't put a model that was a terrible model in front of their camera if they thought they were like, they wouldn't do that. So don't work with photographers or people that you feel like don't best align with your career. Period. And the last one is network with other models and creatives and photographers, anyways, hair and stylists and all of that. Okay, so you're like, well, how do I find other hairstylists and makeup artists, stylists, and photographers? Well, when you start like practicing, you're gonna start realizing who are the people that are photographers, because most of the time people you practice with are gonna have other photographers on their page, or other models on their page, or other hair, makeup stylists on their page, and then you just look through that. Okay, so that's how you do that. The easy way to do this is to look up your local hashtags and type in city photographer, city hair, city this, city that, city that, or area this, area that. For me, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I used to type in Charlotte photographer, Charlotte hair, Charlotte makeup, Charlotte stylist, Charlotte editorial, Charlotte beauty, Charlotte all of that, girl. I just typed in Charlotte, hashtag all that, found the people that I thought would best align with my goal as a model, and I followed them, and I just became connected and networked with them in ways that I could. So now that I said all of that, And I'm sorry if it seemed rushed because I kind of got to go. Sorry. I'm going to give you a few extra tips that just came up to my mind, or came to my mind after I finished writing after I finished writing 5. And yeah. Peace.